What is up, my beautiful glamazons? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are excited for today's video. I hope you guys have your wine and your snacks and everything you need because we're about to have story time. So I got my wine here as per usual, so get your wine, get your snacks. And in the meantime, if you are not subscribed to my channel, hey girl, what's up? My name is Nikki and I tell stories and do fashion videos and hair videos and makeup videos and like whatever type of videos. I also do Ask Nikki's where I give my mediocre advice and you can like vote on polls and give your mediocre advice. It's a fun time here, so subscribe and hit that notification bell if you would like to. Before we get started, as per usual, we're going to be finding our Glamazon shot of the day. If you would like your chance to be my Glamazon shot of the day, it's super simple. Just send me your cutest selfie, use your hashtag GlamazonShot and send it to my Instagram or my Twitter. I toggle between the two. So today we are actually going to be finding my Glamazon shot via Instagram. Make sure that you tag me also so that I know for sure that you are one of my home skillet biscuits. Everybody say what's up to our girl. You can find her on Instagram at AshyBabe1234 and she is rocking one of the pretty patties. This is my latest collection of merch that just dropped. Now it is currently on a halt because of the virus going on. Wait times, like just for fulfillment, this isn't even including shipping, is estimated to be around 25 days. So until that time decreases and we can get more orders out at a faster rate, I just don't want to open up my merch shop. She is rocking the white pretty petty hoodie. Girl, it looks so cute. She said, finally a hoodie that's 100% me. Yes, girl. Thank you so much, girl, for being one of my ride or dies and for getting my merch. And thank you guys so much for your undying love and support for me. You guys don't know how much that means to me. Y'all know that I could not do this without you and I would not be here without each and every one of you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now let's get into today's video, okay? Are you guys ready? I am so ready to tell you guys this story because it was honestly like I really understood the meaning of being friends with the enemy and how beneficial it could be. Okay, just hear me out. Okay, today's story takes place when I was working at the same place that I was at when the sex freezer happened. If you guys have been with me for a minute, y'all remember that story. So I was 16 and I was, you know, in a whole new neighborhood. I had just recently moved. I needed to find a job. I found a job here. So this place was basically like a arcade type of place. Like it had go-karts and bowling and laser tag and, you know, all of the games inside. It was one of them type of places. So I worked in the restaurant area of this spot. I was either cashier or party hosts where, you know, we headed up the birthday parties for all the kids and we did like the magic tricks and handed out coins and handed out tickets and stuff like that. Girl, yes, that was me. And also we had to like fill balloons. It was like a whole thing, right? I mean, this was the closest that I ever got to working in the food industry because, you know, it was like a restaurant within. But instead of serving mostly adults, we were serving mostly kids and it can get a little cray. Oh Lord, people's children. Everybody that worked in this restaurant pretty much was a teenager. I think the oldest person was one of our leads who was maybe like 19 or 20 or something like that. We were all very young. So needless to say, there was like drama, there was like sex, there gossip, there was stuff going on outside near the dumpsters, there was stuff going on in the freezer, there was stuff, you know, there was stuff going on in like the little maze for laser tag because it's all dark in there. It was just a lot of mess, right? I want to say around this time when this happened, I had been working there for about 2 months. So I had gotten to know everybody pretty well. First, I had a problem with a girl because she and I kind of were, I was flirting with him. I really didn't like take him seriously. I've mentioned him before. His name was Cesar, however you want to say it. And, you know, he was like, you know, he wasn't nothing special, but he was probably like the best looking thing there at the time. So he and I were like flirting when I first got hired. And this other chick that was older than me and older than him got a little pissy with me and they ended up getting together. And then they ended up having a terrible breakup. And like, then she wanted to be like my bestie. And like, it was like a whole thing, right? So there was a lot of history already within the confines of the restaurant staff. One day came around and one of the girls that was on our team that was like a hostess as well, she was just one of them that was like an acquaintance to me. Like I don't really know all her business, but anyways, she left. Okay, so we had a vacancy within our staff. So of course the hiring process process took place. Anytime our managers were hiring, they would do it within the restaurant so we could see like the people that were within the hiring process. I was in that hiring process as well, and the same thing happened to me. So we see these different, you know, people coming in, interviewing, and I saw this one girl. I was cashiering at the time, and it was like a random time during the day. It was probably like 1 or 1:30 in the afternoon. She sat in the booth and she waited for our manager, and I'm just looking at her. She's real pretty, and she has like this really long, straight black hair, and it's so thick and it's so pretty. Got like an edge to her. She seemed really confident. She didn't seem nervous at all. She had a bunch of tattoos, and she had tattoos on her neck, and she was wearing all black, and like you could tell she didn't care about what anybody else thought of her. She was just there to get her job. And you know what? A part of me, like, I respected that about her, and I was like, okay. I just remember one of my friends coming over, and she was like, oh my God, do you see this girl? Like, the audacity, oh my God. And she was being super judgy about this girl's tattoos. And I was like, I hate that so much. I hate that so much because I feel like tattoos are a form of art. They're a form of expression. And quite frankly, what somebody else does with their body ain't none of your damn business. And there should be no prejudice. And I think I feel that way so strongly because it's a part of my life. All of my family have tattoos. I have tattoos. My brother has a ton of tattoos. My brother's a tattoo artist. Like, always felt like that. So, you know, when she said that, I was like, what you mean? She's one of those, she was like, I get it, like a tattoo here or there, but really on your neck, how trashy. I'm not gonna get into it with my coworker over a girl that I don't know, and quite frankly, I don't really care about her opinion on tattoos, so I just left it at that. I just remember that it wasn't just her, it was a lot of people on our staff that mentioned this girl's tattoos and like how it was a problem and trashy and this and that. And I was like, this is so, like, I don't like that at all. Like, let this girl live, whatever. Like, you ain't her mom, you know? Fast forward like the next week, and it turns out that girl, she got hired, okay? She gets this job, and I'm like, yes. And they start her in the training process, and during that time, they introduced her to everybody. I could literally feel it. It was the same thing they did to me, okay? And just a real quick recap. This was the same place that sent me on the wild goose hunt for a basement that didn't exist, okay? Like, they got this sick pleasure out of making somebody feel unwanted or like, I don't know, just like making them feel stupid. And I could feel that there was tension the minute that she came into our team meeting for the first time. In front of my eyes, I saw every one of my friends just turn into a child. And like, they were like, hi. I was literally the only person that got up and shook her hand. And I was like, hey girl, you know, welcome to the team. Like, looking around, and I'm like, we're all very close and we are all here to help. So if you have any questions, just let us know, okay, girl? I had to be that one, and because I hate people feeling left out, because I have felt left out before, being new all the time, and I was not about to be a part of that. I'd never want to make anybody feel left out. There's no lonelier feeling than that. So I was like, everybody needs to get over themselves. This is a new member of our team. We are a team. So if you need any help, you let me know. That happens. Then she goes through her training process, and I start training her. And it's actually me and another hostess that's training her. We had our one-on-one time with her. She was really cool, but she was just very chill, laid back, and kind of quiet. And you could tell that she was like an observer. Everything that we showed her, we just had to show her once, and she got it like that. Now, granted, a lot of what we showed her was like basic shit, like this is how you fill a balloon, and this is how you tie off the balloon, and this is how many tickets you give, and this is the trick that you do, and this is the song that you sing, and you have to be really excited about it, and you know, whatever the parents want, they get. So like, you know, just giving her that kind of stuff. I haven't even given anybody any names. Okay, so my friend that was training the new girl with me, we'll call her Tina. Okay, so Tina is my coworker that was like helping me train the new girl. Now let's name the new girl. The new girl, her name will be Jessica. Okay, so Tina and Jessica. 1 or 2 days had gone by of us training Jessica. Tina had come up to me one morning when I first got into work, and she was like, hey, can I talk to you about the new girl? And I was like, yeah. So we went back into the kitchen. She just seemed really serious, and she was like, you know, I just really need to talk to you about Jessica. And I was like, all right. So we go back there, and I'm like, what's up? And she was like, I don't know if it's just me, but like it doesn't seem like she's gonna fit this role well, because she's so, I don't know, like her face, like She just doesn't seem excited. Tina had a point, okay? When you are a hostess for like a kid's place and it's their party, parents especially, they would prefer that you are more upbeat, that you are more excited, like this is the kid's birthday. You know, they want somebody that's like, you know, really get the people going, you know? Part of me agreed with this because, like I said, Jessica was just the very mellow, calm type of person. Her ability to do the job was there, but was her enthusiasm a little on the low side? Yeah, okay, I'll give Tina that. I by no means was talking shit. Let's not get this twisted. What I said was, you may have a point. However, this could be something that could be resolved with communication. I legit said that to her, okay? And I was like, because maybe right now she's just in that learning stage where she's just observing and learning. And then as she gets into the groove of it, will develop her own enthusiasm once she feels comfortable. Cause like, I get that. I did that. I don't feel like I was like, yes, you know, until I really was confident in what I was doing. So I was telling Tina, I just feel like maybe we should give her like the rest of the week. We'll see where she's at. Cause like, I just think that she's just trying to learn right now. Little Miss Tina was not really that happy with my response. This girl went to our lead and our manager and told them, so Nikki and I discussed Jessica and we both agree that she's not the right fit for the hostess team because she lacks enthusiasm. Now, keep in mind, I wasn't there for this conversation. However, one of the leads was a friend of mine, and right after that meeting that she had on her own, dropping my name into it and involving me and not even telling me. He came to me outside the same day and was like, hey, so like, let me get your opinion about this Jessica girl. Like, is it true? This is what you said. This is how you feel. And I was like, hold up, what? So I was like pissed at Tina, like, I don't need you to speak for me. I don't need you to be my microphone. I don't need you to be my messenger. Like, if you were going to go have a meeting with management, then you should have told me, because I would have let them know my thoughts. Like, yes, as of right now, she is not that enthusiastic, but she's learned. It's been like 2 days. Like, what you mean? I felt like Tina and everybody else was giving this girl a hard time because of her tattoos. Like, the reason why I feel that way is because she wasn't there long enough to start nothing. She wasn't there long enough to like really offend anybody or to be an issue or get smart with nobody to like warrant this type of reaction. The only thing that I was hearing across the board about her tattoos. I said the same thing to him that I said to Tina. He was like, the reason why I'm asking is because we have this huge catering event happening for a business that's coming here next week, and I just need somebody that's on it. And later on that day, there are a bunch of parties scheduled the same day. So like, I don't know if I have the time to like train her, and then hopefully she gets it and then she's like enthusiastic and is doing her job well. Like, this is a really bad time. I need somebody that like is just gonna jump on it right away. And I was like, okay, like this sounds like a management thing. Like I'm not management. I don't get paid for this. So like, whatever. You know, when things kind of get weird and you're discussing somebody else on your team, there may be moments where you're kind of like looking over at that person while you're discussing. And I just knew that that had happened. She must have seen it, and it was apparent that Jessica was aware that there was discussions being had about her being there. And like, I wasn't about to be a part of it. So that fast. The next day, Jessica was no longer on our team as far as in the restaurant. Now, she was still employed. They ended up moving her from in our restaurant to outside because we had like bumper boats, we had go-karts, we had miniature golf. We had a whole outdoor area. And they put this girl in the Dippin' Dots little cart, the Dippin' Dots cart. And so they put her out there by herself, and that was her new spot. You guys, I don't know, something about it just did not sit well with me. And I was like, I just feel like it was just kind of funky and foul the way that they handled this. And then all of a sudden she's just outside, and y'all, it was hot. It was so hot outside. So I felt so bad for her. And she was covered with this cart. It had like an umbrella, but still. Now, typically speaking, you could either take your break out in the restaurant, but you would have to like take off your name tag and like go to like a far corner of the restaurant so that people don't come up to you asking asking for help, or you like go outside. So typically I would take my breaks outside. As the days went on, I started talking to Jessica, and you know, the Dippin' Dots stand was right out there by the bumper boats. And so I would go over there and just kick it with her during my breaks. At first it just started out like, hey girl, you know, how you liking it out here? And you know, she was showing me her little cart. Now she actually liked it, you know, the fact that she was by herself out there, but she hated her now lead because the lead was different than the one from the restaurant, and he really was an asshole. So she was like, you know, he's mean to me and he be talking crazy to me and this and that. So she was telling me about that. And overall, I just felt like as I started getting to know her, I just felt like she was really misunderstood, and she came from a different background. As the days went on, we actually started becoming friends. You know, we would talk to each other about our relationships, and we would talk to each other about home life and all of that. And she was like giving me beauty tips and stuff. Like, we were girls, we were homies. As that started happening, you know, she and I like became cool or whatever. And then one day she just up and asked me, so all of them had a problem with me in there, huh? I was like, what you mean? Like, what you mean? Like, I don't want to start no stuff, you know, but also I'm not going to sit up here and lie, you know? They told management that like I sucked at my job, huh? And like, I really was trying to sugarcoat it, because even if I would have told her like the blunt truth, that hurts. Like that's going to hurt anybody's feelings to feel like everybody just didn't want you there, you know? So I told her the same thing. I was like, look, I was trying to say that you just needed some time. It wasn't even about you. Like, Tina had this issue, and like the whole catering thing came up, and like it was just bad timing and this and that. And I really was trying to like put some padding on it so it wouldn't hit her so hard. She was like, I know that none of them like me in there. I was like, girl, I don't know. And she was like, look, you don't have to say nothing either way. She was like, I know because of how they treat me. She was like, and I know that they just didn't like me in there. So she was like, I just wanted to know what they were saying about me. I was like, they can't say anything about you, Jessica, because they don't know you. You know, I was like, and that's my issue with them, is that they never take the time to get to know somebody. I was like, the hell, they struggle getting to know my ass, okay? Like, they were not all accepting to me either. We had started like bonding about that, and just basically bonding about being the outsiders, and I knew exactly how she felt. And even though in this moment, like, everyone in the restaurant accepted me, the fact that they didn't accept her, like, it really bothered me. Anyways, time goes on, okay? And I want to say like maybe another week went by. My girl Jessica's outside doing her thing. Where we were working, there was a break room of sorts. In that break room, there was a whole wall full of lockers. Now, these lockers did not lock because you had to provide your own lock with them, and most people just didn't. It was just basically like a cubby for you to put your things in. And honestly, really nobody used that break room for their breaks. Like I said, people would like come to our restaurant to come take a break or go outside because we had like this awning out there. So really, honestly, the only people that were using that break room was like management, supervisors, people that wanted to like use the microwave, stuff like that. So the end of the day comes around, and everybody's like trying to get ready and get their stuff, and we're all in the break room, and it's me and all of the girls that are on my team. And I want to say it was like 6 or 7 of us total that night. It was quite a few of us, and we were all in there. We walk into the break room, we're all talking, it's no big deal. I go to my locker, everybody else goes to their locker. I open my locker, grab my purse, and I grab my things, and you know, I pull it out, and I'm talking to my friends, and they all open their lockers. Now keep in mind, it wasn't just us girls, it was the dudes too, but just the girls, every single one of them opened their locker, and their shit was gone. Their purses, their phones, their sweaters, whatever it is that they had in there, the whole thing was empty, okay? Like, it literally just caused chaos that fast. One of my friends opened her locker, and she saw that it was like empty, and she was like, oh, I must have like used this one today. So she starts like opening all of the lockers. Meanwhile, all the other girls are figuring out that the same thing has happened. So like legit, all of them are like freaking out and opening all of the lockers, and I'm just sitting there with my purse like, what is going on? Some of these girls are crying because like their wallet was in there, their phone was in there, like just like all their stuff was in there, their keys to their car, they can't leave, like they don't know what to do, they don't know where their stuff is. Everybody is like yelling at management like, what are you guys gonna do about this? And it just happened so fast, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my god, right? This looks really weird, straight up, because I was the only girl that had my stuff. Like, my stuff was not stolen. So management's looking at me, and they're like, Nikki, Nikki, like, would you happen to know anything about this? And I was like, honestly, straight up, no, I don't know anything about this. I put my stuff in the locker. My stuff was still in the locker. Like, that's it and that's all. Because it was really weird that my shit was like the only one that was still there. So all of a sudden I'm dragged into this because like, I don't know what they thought, like, because I was spared that I was in on it. I don't know, like, how stupid, right? So I ended up talking to management, and like my supervisor was there, and I was like, look, I don't know what's going on. And they were like, you know, we're not saying that you have anything to do with this, but like, if you have any idea who did this, you know, just let us know. Like, we're just trying to get everybody's stuff back. And I did. I felt for my coworkers that were missing their purses, and like a lot of them had cars, and they don't know where any of their stuff, their wallet, all their money. I told my supervisor, I was like, look, if I knew, I would say something, but I just don't know. I was kind of getting frustrated because I didn't want to be questioned just because my shit wasn't stolen. Like, I was like, look, I'm trying to go home. Y'all, I would not walk out of that place until almost 11 every night, okay? Even on school nights, my ass was there until closing time. So keep in mind, this is happening really late. And I was like, I'm telling you, I don't know anything about this. I don't know what to tell you. I need to get home. I have homework to do still. Like, if I could be of help to you, I would, but I just don't know. I end up walking home because I literally live right next door. And I went home and I told my mom about what happened. And she was like, girl, what? And I was like, yeah, like, everybody else's stuff was taken. Like, I don't understand. And like, now they think I'm involved in this and that. And so I'm like really confused, and I go to bed and I'm just so worried about it. Next day comes around. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's questioning me about it. Like, nobody. I just went in for my shift in the afternoon after school, and everything seemed normal. And I thought that it was still going to be mayhem because all of my coworkers are missing their things, and I don't know what happened. I don't know how they resolved it. I don't know anything. Everything's super chill. Everything's super calm. And I'm like, okay, did they figure it out? Did they get their stuff back? So I went straight to my friends in the kitchen, and I was like, hey, you know what happened last night? Did everything get figured out? Up together, they just sat there and they like crossed their arms and they were like, yeah, we figured it out. Really? I was like, what happened? Like, who was it? Who stole your stuff? Like, how did they get away with it? Like, what happened? What did you guys find out? My friend, Tina, the same one that had an issue, she looked at me and she was like, well, it's funny that you ask, because shortly after you left, we started brainstorming and we started going through the camera footage. And like, they didn't have security footage in the break room, but they had security footage like out on the game floor. And she was like, so we went through that security footage. There was one person that walked into the break room and walked out with a backpack full of things. Who was it? Your bestie, Jessica. What? I could see this coming a mile away. She was like, the same one that I was trying to tell everybody to watch out for. She starts talking all loud and everybody in the kitchen can hear her. And she was like, because nobody wanted to believe me. And it was her that was on the camera, and she had a backpack full of stuff. And I just know that it was all of our purses and all of our things. She was like, so we called the police and we filed a police report, and they're looking for her right now. And they're going to find her stuff. She left early yesterday. She was supposed to be working the night shift with the rest of us, and she just left early. So I guess Jessica had come into work, did her thing for a few hours, and then for some reason she decided to go into the break room, steal everybody's shit, and she just bounced. She left. She didn't tell nobody nothing. She didn't quit. She didn't do anything. Like, she didn't say nothing. She just, on the camera, it just shows her leaving. Sitting there, and I'm like, oh my God, and I'm just trying to process everything. Meanwhile, our lead comes into the kitchen for our meeting before we start our job for the evening, and I'm still trying to process it, and he starts off the meeting talking about Jessica and what they had found out, and I am just sitting there so dumbfounded, and I'm like, what? Doing this whole spiel, and he was like, so everyone in here that's been affected except for you, Nikki, should, you know, write their statement and this and that. So like, everyone knew I was the only person whose shit didn't get stolen. And at first I was kind of like, oh my God, like embarrassed about it, like all of you guys got your stuff stolen. Like, I feel so bad. But then I was over it. By the end of the meeting, I was like, you know what? And I don't feel bad. Y'all all treated her crazy. Y'all all were mean to her. Y'all were all prejudging her. None of y'all gave her a chance. All of y'all were talking stuff. None of y'all got to know her. And so, you know what? I was nice to her. And I treated her like a human. And I talked to her and took an interest in her. And you know what? She didn't steal my shit. Look, I get that what she did was wrong. I get that. But I appreciate my girl sparing me, okay? So that's the benefits of being friends with the enemy, okay? Like, straight up, the sole reason why my stuff didn't get stolen was because I was nice to her. And you never know, like, somebody might do something stupid, but they might spare your ass because you were nice to them. And it's just like a small little thing. Like, don't be mean to people because you never know. I don't even know what happened with like everybody's police reports and whether or not people got their shit back, because shortly after that I ended up moving and quitting my job. So there was really no backstory to this. Legit, Jessica was there one day and gone the next, girl, and she had stolen everybody's shit. But she didn't steal my girl because that was the homie, okay? The big picture lesson that I learned from this was just to be nice to everybody I come across. It would have been way easier for me to just stand alongside all of my friends and like treat her crazy and be like, oh my God, like she has tattoos and like she's kind of weird and like, let's not talk to her. Like, I could have straight up done that. But the fact that I didn't, guess what? My shit didn't get stolen because she felt outcasted. And I'm not sitting here and justifying her actions, but what I'm saying is she spared your girl and she did what she did. I don't know why she stole everybody's stuff. Maybe she was just tired of them judging her, and I'm not saying that what she did was right, but what I'm saying is she didn't do that to me simply because I was nice to her, simply because I treated her like a human. And that's how I was friends with the enemy. Like, everybody else saw her as the enemy, but that was the homie, and she did not steal my stuff. And I never saw her again. But Jessica, if you ever run across this girl, you the homie. Like, that was you. I don't know why you be thieving and stuff, but I appreciate you not stealing my stuff, homegirl. Thank you so much. That is today's story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button to let your girl know. Also, if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Follow me on my socials so that you're always up to date with new videos, family events, anything like that. I would love to see you over there. Also, I will be hosting Ask Nikki Lives on my Instagram Live, so make sure you are there. I hope that y'all are doing your best to stay home as much as you can. Okay, girlfriend, I hope y'all are staying safe and healthy during this time, and I have so many more entertaining videos coming your way, so make sure that you are back here next week. I love you guys so much, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Peace out, girl.